Yeah, there's a lot of black nerds I grew up with who love, especially specifically that NWO like Wolfpack and like
Oh yeah,
Hollywood Hogan era. It's like,
Oh, Wolfpack was they were the coolest.
yeah,
that's
Yeah.
when they got flavor.
Black and the Red.
That's when wrestling got flavor, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Well, it's wild that NWO Black and like NWO Hollywood was the one with black people, but somehow just Conan and Kevin Nash made the Wolfpack way cooler.
Right. Yeah.
I like to do my dusty rolls. Ain't never been anyone finer, other than nobody funkier than the man Dusty Rhodes. Let me tell you something, Daddy.
It sounds like a MLK Dusty Rhodes.
Oh man, what a Dusty Rhodes.
That's why.
Like
Hey,
a civil rights leader.
that hard times promo cut. That is Martin Luther King,
Yeah.
Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
He be preaching.
Martin Luther Rhodes.
Hello, you beautiful nerds. I'm Jedi Master Grayson,
And I am your favorite cousin's favorite cousin, Bill.
and welcome to
Does It
Hold? The show where we revisit classic genre films to see if they're as good or as bad as we remember.
Oh, and also we get drunk while we do it. I'm not drunk yet, but I'll be well on my way.
We're working on it. It's a work in progress. But as always, we can't do it alone. We are joined by a special guest to help us determine if this movie stands the test of time.
Oh, yeah, I was supposed to say that, huh?
Oh, no, it's okay. And if you're wondering why we're in such a wrestling mood right now, we have.
That's right. Let me tell you, let me introduce to the stage.
He is a writer, he's an actor, he's a comedian, and he's the co-host of the Before the Belt podcast. Martin Morrow, what is going on? Thanks for joining us today.
What up, boyos?
Oh man, I'm so excited to talk about this. Talk about this subject today. And if you guys want to check out the Before the Belt podcast, there'll be links in the video description for sure. Because it's spelled not how you would think, but it's okay. We got you. Okay, we
It's
got you. Good
spelled
with
how
the
you would say it.
but
not how you would
but not
think.
how you would think. But Bill, what film are we discussing today?
Oh man.
Oh, sorry, I caught you mid pour. I'm doing something.
Well,
I was so disappointed.
yeah, right. Like, well, now that you mentioned it, we are going to talk about the 1995 action comedy Bad Boss.
What you gonna do?
You know, directed by Michael Bay, everybody's favorite stalker, and Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, and Tia Leone, Queen. Oh, and Joey Pants as Captain Howard.
Captain Howard. He deserves the end on this.
Do you want me to yell at you?
Such a great character actor. No reason why this New Yorker should be in Miami, but you know he's got
that's where New Yorkers go.
Yeah, I was gonna say everybody knows that's New Yorkers and New Jersey people. That all the East Coast people they retire to Florida.
Yeah, anybody from Maine to Philadelphia, they retire to Florida when it's all over.
That's funny. It's like somebody God grabbed the country by Lake Michigan and just shook it. Like,
yeah,
everybody's like, ah! They just
oh,
all go down
it's
to
getting
Miami.
dusty. This one's all old. And them niggas go down to fucking Florida, man. Get them niggas out of here.
But let's talk about our first time seeing this film. Martin, since you're our special guest, tell us how did you feel the first time you saw this movie? Do you remember?
You know what's crazy? So I saw it as a kid, right? And I think I saw like rewatching it. I was like, oh, I definitely saw the cleaned up version. I don't remember. I don't remember as much blood. I said, man, this mother trucker. When they do that. But man, I remember that excitement because, you know, in the 90s especially, we didn't get a lot of Black action heroes. And this is pre-Independence Day. This is pre The Rock and Kevin Hart blowing shit up. This is this is before Jumanji and all that. So it was cool to see, and they weren't, like Martin Lawrence wasn't like a muscly dude. Will Smith,
Right.
even at in the original, he wasn't like a big muscular guy. These were like funny dudes who were also kicking ass and shooting shit and trying to find drugs, and definitely like they definitely broke like hella laws, like doing this shit. But yeah, as a kid, it was real cool to see that first go around, man. It was epic in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, same. Felt the same way as a kid watching it for the first time. Like it was this show shouldn't be called Does It Hold Up? It should be called Uncle Larry's Library. Uncle Larry's Movie Library. Because this is where all the movies we could watch. Anything our mom wouldn't let us watch, we could watch it when we got to Uncle Larry's house. We just wait till the weekend, go to Uncle Larry's house, and watch it.
It's like, yeah, Uncle Larry don't give a fuck. We just gonna watch Scream on a Saturday morning.
we might actually get more views if we call it Uncle Larry's movie library. I don't know.
It's like,
it's a mouthful. Uncle Larry's, but yeah, man, like to Martin's point, you don't have movies with black people in it in a starring role like this at the time. Not a big budget movie, not no international movie, right?
Right.
This movie though, at the time when it came out, they wouldn't even put the main actors' faces on the billboards in other countries, like in the international marquees and shit. So that just tells you where the times were. Like they fought to make sure they got on the ones in America, which is kind of weird when you're thinking about it from the layman side, I guess. But like doing this show now for over a year, we found that happens a lot. That happens a lot in cinema. Yeah. Like they would just not show people's face. Like we just did the Mad Max one,
right?
And they didn't have Mel Gibson on the first Mad Max. They didn't even have his face in the American version. It was like
they didn't even know he was racist at the time.
Yeah, they had no idea.
If they knew, then they would have been like, "We have to put him front and center. We got to get this guy on." I bet the Lethal Weapon poster was crazy. They just had like him and Danny Glover was like kind of cropped out to the side.
Yeah, it's half of Danny Glover's face. It's like Danny Glover peeking behind the corner, like, "Is you gonna let me out, Messa?"
And well, you guys actually, I'll let you finish.
No, I liked it.
I felt the same.
No, it was badass, man. Like it was just like somebody took Def Jam and put it in a buddy cop film. It was dope.
Yeah, and to your point about like you mentioned Lethal Weapon, like growing up as a kid, our mom loved action movies, so I'd seen Lethal Weapon probably like 200 times before this movie came out.
200 times,
equally inappropriate for a child, but I still watched it a lot. And Will and Martin's relationship very much had that Riggs and Murtaugh vibe. Just like if Riggs was black,
Riggs
like,
was a nigga. You say it,
but it's just like, but it was just it's interesting having that, just like making those little changes, because he still is a family man and more sensible and stuff like that. So I think that
too many kids. He had so many kids.
Many kids,
just like Murtaugh.
Oh yeah. Well, wait a minute. He had more kids than Murtaugh, didn't he?
Well, Murtaugh had what? 4 kids?
3.
He had 3 kids. Okay. Yeah.
So he had more than Murtaugh.
He had more.
Yeah, Murtaugh. You know what? Black man in the 90s has more than 3 kids. That's a stereotype.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I'm just making that a rule right now.
That's the rule. Okay,
that's a stereotype.
That's a good.
I don't have a name for it yet. I will come up with a name.
The family man stereotype.
Yeah.
Look at niggas in the 90s being good dads.
He ain't leaving nothing. Yeah, exactly. Every police officer got to be, every nigga that's a police got to be a good dad. That's what happened. That's really what happened. That's how we represent it.
But I did like to y'all's point, like, again, like the both of you, I loved it as a kid, but I think that had a big influence on it. It was like I was already trained to love this dynamic, but it's like even more black. So it was like, how could I not love this?
Yeah, this is like watching your uncles talk crazy to each other, watching your cousins talk crazy to each other, but now they solving crimes.
Yeah, it's like Cop and a Half, but a little bit better.
Ooh, yeah, Cop and a Half. Wait a minute, where's my lighter?
There's always a lighter to be missed. Damn.
Wow.
We'll find some figure. But it's funny, like even though we all loved it as kids, the reception is a little mixed. On Rotten Tomatoes, the critics score is 43%. It has an audience score of 78%.
Is that okay? Is that good? I mean, is it bad?
It's not good.
Is it? I'm gonna get this bit right one day. I'm messing up because I'm looking for my lighter, man. This is ridiculous. Here, it's right there. See, well, it's good. It's good comedy. I haven't gotten that bit right in about 20 episodes, so we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna get it together.
Yeah, it's a whole new bit, really.
Shout out to everybody who was. Yeah, it's just new. Shout out to everybody who was here when we were doing it at the beginning, and I was hitting it.
But it is interesting that it has that reception because it is the lowest rated Bad Boys film in all the Rotten Tomatoes.
You know what?
Which is
now I remember why we're doing this one. Now I remember why we're doing this one.
Yeah, that's right. We got the new Bad Boys movie, which is astonishingly not called Bad Boys for Life. They have fortunately used that on the third movie, so now they can't use it.
I feel like with the third one, they definitely thought we're not going to get a fourth one.
Yep.
We gotta.
Yep.
But what do you guys think about just like that?
No, yeah, because I was gonna ask Martin, what do you think about hearing that for the first time? Because this is the third time I've heard about it. That's why I made this episode. Well, hearing that for the first time, the rating as it stands, how does that make you feel? Do you feel? No, I'm not gonna place thoughts in your head. How does that make you feel?
No, that's kind of, it's annoying, but I know that's what especially in the 90s, like what was it? Do the Right Thing, right? Do the Right Thing had a bad critical score because critics were like, "Oh, this will make black people riot," or why is this character? So when you have at that time so many, white and Caucasian critics who don't understand that dynamic, and this wasn't even like a super black movie. It just was. It was a movie, kind of how like Jordan Peele's like, I don't make black horror movies. I make horror movies that just happen to have black people in these situations.
Mm-hmm.
This was very much that. It wasn't like, how we gonna get out the ghetto and deal with this struggle while also being cops. It was like one guy was this, Will Smith's character, Mike Lowry, who was like a trust fund baby, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this other guy who's like, hey man, the rest of the cops, we think you just want to play cop, whatever. So there was such an interesting dynamic that could fit. You could put so many different people in those roles, but they knocked it out of the park. And the story wasn't convoluted. The villain had you understood why everything was happening. But I genuinely I can't for the life of me think of why someone would see this and be like, no, I'm gonna give it 2 thumbs down or only 2 stars or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, look, I just was flabbergasted, taken aback, because like you said, like Will Smith's character plays a trust fund baby. Man, I had never seen nothing like that. When that happened for the first, when you just mentioned that, I remember how I felt when I first saw this movie and they mentioned that, and I'm like, hold up, niggas got money. It's niggas in the world that ain't sitting on a tile carpeted floor.
Right.
Like,
this is a storyline where Uncle Phil passes away and leaves all his money to Will.
Right.
He decides to go be a cop.
That's in the fourth one, Carlton's the villain.
Oh man, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. See, what are y'all doing? What is it? Warner Brothers? Who is it?
Making all the wrong decisions. Actually, I think it's Universal. Or
Universal,
actually,
Columbia,
I don't
whatever.
know.
Whichever one of y'all that gotten eaten by one of these other studios, let me just tell you, you should have let us do 4, but you should let us do 5. We're not mad at 4. We just let us do 5. We got
Sony. No wonder.
Oh shit. Yes. Never mind.
They don't know what the fuck they're
Yeah,
doing.
never mind. Never mind.
No, I saw Ghostbusters, Demon Empire, whatever it's called, Frozen Empire.
Frozen demons.
Yeah, the marshmallow minions.
Yeah, when you hear somebody say, "Yeah, I saw," you know that shit is. You just like, oh yeah, no, you ain't gotta say nothing. I ain't going to see that one. I ain't going to see it.
But yeah,
are you melancholy? Do you feel like you understand where they're coming from, like the haters, or do you feel like just like me, just completely taken back? Like I don't know what to fucking think. The world is in the shitter.
It is, yeah. It's super surprising that it's the lowest rating one, because yeah, like I don't know, the newer films, if we're just stacking them up, action scene to action scene, not even like getting into like the story of it all. I do feel like this film is like kind of shot superior to any of those other ones, in my personal opinion. And even if we're gonna go back to like just like, I guess the timelessness of the story, they could have gone in a completely different way, especially like making this a lot more just like black heavy, because this movie comes out in 1995. We have this scene where this convenience store guy is trying to like pull a gun on these two black guys, and it's like 4 years after the Tisha Harris situation that happened, where the 15-year-old girl who was gunned down by a Korean convenience
You
store
mean
owner.
the thing that really caused the LA riots?
Right? Yeah,
is that what you're referring to?
One of the dominoes that led to the LA riots. And this movie just plays the scene for like laughs. It's not like, oh, when are we going to get over this struggle? When are we going to get over these stereotypes? Like, it's just played for comedy, and I think that helps it. I don't know, just
I mean, they could have easily
in this lane.
They could have easily been like, oh, you think a black man's robbing? Like, the racism in that scene is insinuated, not like, but you could have put a white guy in the same role and it still plays, right? Like,
the gun or whatever.
Now there
was a lot of this movie where they would comment on, especially things at the time that were racist things going on, but it wasn't overt. It wasn't like in your face, like, yeah, remember Rodney King wanted it wasn't like that. It was,
right.
Like, it even like the Denny's line in the beginning. I had no idea what that was about, but then you go back and you do some research, you're like, oh shit, I didn't know people in Denny's were getting like Denny's was getting sued for racism at the time, but they did it so smoothly without it being like, in your like, so people, I bet people niggas in 95 was just like, it was riotous for them.
I can tell you for a fact, yes, I was a nigga in 1995, and I remember being a kid, like, you see all the commercials and shit, like Denny's, they got all these. IHOP wasn't popping like that back then. Like, it was Denny's that was the thing. Denny's and Waffle House. That's it.
Yeah.
And my mom would always be like, fuck Denny's. And I was like, what? Why? Fuck Denny's? But you don't ask. She ain't like Milo's either. She was like, fuck Milo's. Different reasons.
And what did Milo's do?
I know. I was like, what the fuck? Because they would come, everybody goes to Milo's. I was like, no, they don't, nigga, because I can't ever go. I didn't go to Milo's till I was 16 years old, so I could drive to Milo's.
I go every time I'm in Alabama, and now I'm scared.
I go every time now. You know what I'm saying? Roll Tide. You know what I'm
something about those sandwiches. I don't know what it is.
But she I asked one time, like, like, why do we not fuck with Denny's? They were not seating black people at certain Denny's. Like, just straight up saying fuck black people. Like, I know you've been waiting here for 45 minutes, but I'm gonna take these other 10 white people before you that just showed up, type shit. So
which is crazy, because Denny's ain't even popping like that. Like, that's not it's not refuse me service good.
Right.
See, that's the thing. It isn't now, because they almost went out of fucking business because of this. You got righteous white people who was like, I don't even like Denny's like that. Like, You know what I'm saying? Like they like,
I'll go to Cracker Barrel. Thank you very much.
Exactly. They're like, well, because now if you go into Denny's as a white person in the 90s, now you look like you racist. Right.
Mm.
So they really suffered a lot of they suffered a lot financially during that time. And look at how the product placement for another like attack at them, like you said, like just subtly put it in here. Like, and I had forgot about that until we rewatched it today. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
They brought it all the way back. It's like I'm going back in a time capsule with this movie.
And it's low. The critical consensus of this movie, at least on Rotten Tomatoes, says Bad Boy stars Will Smith and Martin Lawrence have enjoyable chemistry. Unfortunately, director Michael Bay too often drowns it out with set pieces and explosions in place of an actual story. Do you guys feel like this is a fair criticism of this movie? Like after rewatching it?
My answer is quick. No. I don't think that particular criticism is really fair, but Martin, how you feel?
No, I agree. I like just rewatching it last night, and then I rewatched it again today. I'm like, oh, there weren't really that many explosions. It was the car that blew up because of the ether, and then like the hangar that blew up. But the beginning didn't really have any explosions. Like they saved it for the ending. And even then, like it didn't end on old boy blowing up. Like that. When I know in the second one, they killed the fuck out of that dude. That dude died so hard in the second one. Like I was like, God damn, they blew that nigga to chunks. That was crazy. But in this one, he just got shot. He was like reaching for it. That the gun he had was crazy. Also, like with 4 chambers, but. Yeah, I was like, where you even find that? That's how you know that nigga was the villain for real. Because where do you even find a gun with 4 holes to shoot?
Yeah, that bitch was clean too. It was silver, like shimmery, shiny.
The light reflected.
But see, that leads me into a theory of mine. You know what I'm saying? You might have to play the X-Men music right here. I mean, the X-Files music. You might have to play the X-Files music right here. Yeah. Because I have a theory, man. Okay. Mike Lowry is a terrible person. Mike Lowry is actually an evil human being, but he playful and he pretty. So people just be like, oh, that's Mike Lowry. You know, he hangs out with prostitutes. You know, he's in the underbelly of the world.
No. He doesn't hang out with prostitutes.
Oh, yeah, no,
he was fucking the prostitute.
All of them. He fucking all the prostitutes. But he says in this movie, you got a prostitute at my house? Nigga, like, that's the only bitches be at your house. As far as we know, that's the only bitches you fuck with.
Yeah, hookers and dogs in my house. It's like,
you got like deposits that go to women's accounts before you see them. Like we know that you got appointments and shit. But then just another piece of evidence, right? The old dude Frenchie, he pull out that gun, and like we talking about how it was like so shimmery, it reflected off the light. What if he had a lighter in his pocket? What if he was just like, I'm fucking dying, man, I'm getting my cigarette before I go to jail? You know what I'm saying? Like pull out his little lighter, and then Will just turn around, bah, bah, bah. Just blew his whole body up. Like, oh shit. Yeah. Now I was like, now that'd be real police.
Yeah, like, that's a little too real.
That's the real
part out. No, they killed so many people. The fact that the only time the Miranda rights were read was while Martin Lawrence was driving.
Right. Yeah.
That's very telling. They didn't say that shit at all anywhere else. They just was pulling out the blicky everywhere. They killed so many people, and this is in like the course of 3 days.
Yeah, and it's kind of like
3 days and what 10 bodies in 3 days or something.
Yeah,
no, it was like 10 bodies in the last scene. So yeah, I mean, let me back up.
Yeah, it was like because they brought a whole bunch of new dudes in. Right, I forgot it's not just like those 2 Italian dudes.
They brought some Sicario niggas. Look, you know, it's a big drug dealer in the 90s when he wearing all white.
Yeah,
that nigga wearing all white.
Like, I don't trust you.
Yeah, no, don't not trust him. Just don't go near him. That motherfucker right there is a serial killing drug dealer.
Yeah, no.
But he got shot immediately.
Right? Yeah. Blew his shit up. Like, hey, they knew who to go for first. They knew who to get rid of. Like, hey, we got to get rid of him. The big dog go down. The rest of them gonna scatter.
Right. Cut off the head of the snake.
But but there's more to be talked about. Oh, Mike Lowry.
So many Uzis.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I don't. One thing reason I don't feel like that's really a fair criticism is that, like, especially looking at the rest of Michael Bay's filmography, this is probably haven't seen The
tame.
Rock in a really long
It's
time,
tame.
but it might be my favorite. And yeah, it's so tame compared to some of the other stuff that he ends up
Michael
doing.
Bay is a wild
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah, like I feel like this is one of his more reserved films.
Well, this
I
was,
get
I mean, you have to also consider this was like his first feature length film. Like like he was doing music videos and shit like that before.
right.
And on top of that,
Sorry.
he put so much of his own money into this. Like the last scene, he put 25 grand up because they were gonna let him shoot it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
There's so much about this movie that I find out like every time I watch it or every time I look up something about it,
Mm.
I find something new about this movie. I find out something new about
Yeah.
this movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of like interesting stories about the production of this movie.
Yo, let's talk about a little bit what we talking about.
Mhm.
Like, how does this movie start out, Alex?
Yeah, like I
The
guess
biggest
whole,
conflict in this movie.
yeah, I guess the big inciting incident, which happens pretty fucking fast. Usually the inciting incident is like 20 minutes in. This is like maybe 5 minutes into the movie.
You mad at that?
Yeah.
No, this movie.
You fucking with that?
No, I love it. This
I'm
movie
fucking with
moves
that.
like shit through a goose. It is fast, fast, fast. Like at the very beginning, like yeah, we have the heroin robbery where we have this ex cop with a bunch of gangsters breaking into an evidence room to steal heroin from a apparently legendary case of Will and Martin's career.
Yeah.
I thought
Also,
you
those fits were crazy for to be cops for narcotics.
Yeah, like
Man, if you
that's
don't cover
actually
your
kinda
sleeves up, what is the weather? What is this nigga got a suit on? He's in a vest.
Miami shit.
Yeah, somebody is either like sweating or way too cold. Like I don't know what the temperature is.
This is a very Miami show. And like these characters are very Miami.
Mm,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like a little bit over the top, flamboyant, a little bit like
They got money.
like Marcus is the conservative dude. But like you just mentioned, he got his arms out right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he got a jacket on and he got a vest.
Mm, yeah.
Cuban
Like-
link chain.
It's a jacket vest and a Cuban link chain. Like they are niggas, man.
Yeah.
We do that. We be balling on the budget now.
And
you know
all
what I'm
these
saying?
cops-
Like he got married, he bought his wife a little bitty gold ring. He got himself that goddamn Cuban link. You know what I'm saying? That's how it went down.
Yeah, and all the cops in these kinds of movies in this era were just unrealistically wealthy.
I
for
do
some
wanna
reason. They
play-
always had the best
Yeah,
clothes,
you know what?
the
You're
biggest
right.
houses. Like,
Fucking hold on, man. Let me take this down real quick. Cause goddamn Nash Bridges.
yeah, Nash Bridges had like
Miami
the flyest
Vice, yeah.
car.
Miami Vice, Nash
Miami
Bridges.
Vice.
Like, oh, these niggas got mad money.
Well, see, here's the thing. It's because they do things off the what's it called off the books or whatever.
Yeah,
Like these weren't conventional cops, so they probably were like getting some money off top, skimming a
Right.
little bit.
Yep.
And then
crooked cops.
because listen, there's no reason a narcotics detective should have this many bodies. like, like
You shouldn't
killed.
be this good at killing people.
Yeah.
Right.
Your job is to stop drugs, find drugs. Why are you killing? Imagine if the first one was just weed, okay? Like they made it heroin, and the second one was ecstasy. Nigga, that's not even like a
Seriously,
drug
yeah.
to die over.
You just going down in the level of stakes with this one.
Yeah,
Because heroin is like way up here.
Yeah, it's funny. Like now that you say that, the second one they had to like establish at the very beginning that it's like, oh no, this is this super ecstasy that kills people. So when we start killing niggas later, just be okay with that. Like,
Yeah.
the stakes are high.
Well, you know what? It was during that time where doing ecstasy, people were really blacking, like dying a lot from doing ecstasy. But it was because people didn't know what to do while doing it, like
Yeah.
staying hydrated, and people were drinking vodka Red Bulls and shit with it. And so then people were
That's what I'm
dying.
drinking right now, but I might take some ecstasy later just to really see how this podcast turns out.
Gotta take it all the way back to 96.
Yeah, that's a
Or
good way to
95.
watch. It's a good way to watch Bad Boys too. Just like
I'm just sweating the whole
Vodka, Red
time.
Bull, and ecstasy. Yeah.
Just like,
This movie did make 104.
you forgot your boy in bed. Sorry.
It made $141 million at the box office, despite being dethroned by While You Were Sleeping, which is interesting that movie ended up dethroning them from the top spot in the box office. But this film still made $7 million in its third weekend, while also outgrossing Kiss of Death. Bad Boys was commercially successful, grossing over $141 million. So it's pretty much a success. And so you can see why that they want to keep doing
Oh,
sequels.
yeah, no,
but it
they-
felt like it took
they-
a long time before we got two.
Well, because they're black.
Mm.
Did you get that?
Yeah, that
Because
is true.
seriously, Hollywood would just look at this like, oh, we were able to make a bunch of money off of this. That's dope. Now let them niggas go on out there and do whatever they're gonna do. Problem for Hollywood was them particular niggas that they was talking about became superstars after.
Yeah.
Because like you mentioned, Independence Day. Then you got Blue Street. Well, fucking Martin did like 26 movies.
Yeah.
He did.
Green was it? Was the Black Knight?
Black
Knight.
Knights, yeah, National Security.
Yeah.
Like he did so many, like
What's the one with him and the dude from Shawshank Redemption?
Oh yeah, Nothing to Lose.
Nothing to Lose.
Almost watched that the other day.
Then there's the other
Like,
one. There's the other one with Danny DeVito that I can't remember where.
Oh yeah,
He's in that movie, and that's where I knew the girl from I'm a Virgo, the mama from I'm a Virgo. That's what she was in.
okay.
She played the girlfriend in that. I don't
Okay.
even know the name
So
of that.
I don't know if you guys knew this, but originally or after like Dana Carvey and John Lovitz didn't go through, it was going to be Arsenio Hall and Martin Lawrence. Could you imagine how different this movie would have been and the franchise itself would have been if it was fucking Arsenio Hall and Martin Lawrence?
Yeah,
It would have been crazy. I almost want to do.
No,
I want to do an impersonation of Arsenio Hall, but it's just an impersonation of Keenan Ivory Wayans doing an impersonation of Arsenio Hall, and that is bad.
No, I need to see this. I need to see your Keenan Ivory Wayans as
Yeah.
Arsenio Hall as Mike Lowry.
Well, let me tell you, this is how Keenan Ivory Wayans used to do Arsenio Hall. Oh, let me tell you. Oh, you probably didn't know. I don't want to be Mike Lowry. I want to be Marcus, but they told me I had to be because I'm too pretty. You can't see it, but I'm sticking my booty out because
yeah,
the joke back in the day was that he had a high dupe. That's what people used to say. Arsenio, when you young, you hear your elders talking. That's what they would say. Man, that nigga got a big ass face and big ass teeth. And he got a big old high booty. His old high booty ass.
So it's the latest criticisms we would give to people.
Black people have the best criticisms. We
You
have
know,
constructive
dude,
criticisms.
It had to be so difficult to be a successful nigga back then. Like
Yeah, right.
I see why a lot of them just try to like fucking white women because like man, I'm Rick James. I'm getting roasted by this guy. Or I'm Eddie Murphy. I'm the most highest paid youngest comedian of all time, and y'all are making fun of me for being dark. What the fuck? I can't control that. What is this
Get the
shit?
fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Why
man,
you being mean to me?
And no tea, no shade, no pink lemonade to Arsenio Hall. He's very successful, very talented.
Like I said, I was doing an
but-
impersonation of Keenan Ivory Wayans doing it.
Right. No, I'm not commenting on your impersonation.
I would never
I'm just-
do a impersonation like that, Mr. Hall.
Yeah, no, but that version of the movie would have been fucking terrible. Like that.
Oh, yeah, no,
honestly,
yeah.
that would have been so much worse.
What movie have you seen? No, what starring role has Arsenio Hall had?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, no offense to Mr. Hall, but like,
because this is definitely Mike Lowry is definitely the lead, I guess you would say, because
Mm.
they're both, they both get an equal
no,
amount
I
of screen
feel like
time.
that. I don't feel that way, but go ahead.
Well, I feel like they both get an equal amount of screen time, and I was just like noticing, just watching, it's like, wow, they do give them both a lot of emotional moments and beats and like a cool action moments throughout the movie. But I feel like it more shifts towards like this is like a morality tale for what's his name, Mike, toward the end. But I don't know. Did you feel that way, Martin, or do you feel like there's a clear lead of this one?
I would almost say in the first one, I think Marcus was more. It did feel equal, but I would say Marcus got more character growth. He had to deal with the shit with his wife, and he's having to. I think he got more like joke lines. Like we never like they talk about how infamous Mike Lowry is for fucking. We never actually saw him like which I get it. We probably don't need to see Will Smith taking somebody down, but in a Michael Bay movie. But I think in the second one, it really expanded the Mike Lowry character. In this one, he did a lot, but I think we saw Marcus literally have to play two different roles. Try to be smooth, try to be the cool guy, but also being like, "Oh man, damn, it's taking here." He was all over the place. So
Yeah,
I think it really it highlighted him as a comedic talent and comedic talent first and action star second. Whereas with Will Smith, he was like action star first, comedic talent second.
Yeah, I mean, at the time, like in hindsight, I see that, but like when I watched it for the first time, like both it's the Fresh Prince doing a movie. So you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it like this corny nigga that I watched for 10 years is like now he's got a movie. You know what I mean? And now, okay, so now he got a movie. Well, it better be good. You know what I'm saying? And now also Martin, big ass eared Martin, like these two goofy ass niggas has got a cop movie. Like what? Fuck, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that was really the feeling going into it, and then coming out of it, you like, whoa, both of those guys just did something completely out of their wheelhouse, but made it their own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so it gave, like you said, it showed Will Smith like in this whole different light, like showed that he's got this range that we can work with. And this was a one-off. Like they intended for this to be a one-off. To the point about taking them so long to do the second one. There was no intention to do anything else with this. So I think everybody was just like, let's set up all this at one time. You know what I'm saying? So with that in mind, I just feel like it's the same. It's like given the same amount of growth, but there was no real growth for either one of them to me. Nobody learned any lessons, like especially Mike, terrible person, Lowry. I'm trying to tell you.
It was just crazy because they put him in fucking Fortnite, like Mike Lowry skin.
Really?
In Fortnite? Yes,
that's amazing.
That's how I know he ain't no good. Goddamn, now he in Fortnite. No, I'm joking.
Dress pants and tight shirt.
Yeah, I do have like a theory of like why, but possibly the I guess those themes of like the main characters didn't really connect too much as far as like, or like mainly fucking Mike Lowry, like why his love life storyline didn't really connect that well. But I do want to get our MVPs for the movie, like since we're talking about performances. Martin, do you have like your MVP for this movie?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say Martin Lawrence, and what's the old girl who played his wife?
Oh yeah. I got her name here. Let's see.
Yeah,
Tammy? Is it Tammy?
No. Teresa Randall.
Teresa. It started.
Her name is Teresa Burnett in the movie. But yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
she was the wife in Independence Day too, right? Or no?
Oh yeah, she was.
No.
Spawn.
Spawn.
Was she the wife
yes,
in Spawn?
She was the wife in Spawn. Yes.
Wanda Blake.
Vivica Fox was the baby mama.
Yeah.
They wasn't actually married, and you know what I'm saying? That was a groundbreaking thing too, like showing baby mamas on.
Yeah.
Oh, well, sorry, I was about to say something wild. Never mind.
Yeah, she was in Space Jam also, but
oh shit.
Oh,
yeah,
she was.
But yeah, she really did that role there's a lot of points, especially on the rewatch, where I was like, are they gonna fuck? Like I forgot. like that's a whole plot, like a whole subplot was uh Martin Lawrence being worried that Will Smith's gonna fuck his wife.
Yeah,
Like
you know
that.
what? Yeah.
Yeah, like that
Yeah,
moment right
she
there.
crushed in that role of like being this kind of wife who's also skeptical and is also dealing with this shit with Marcus, and but also has this like good friendship and kinship with Mike. And that whole scene where she shows up to the apartment and the shootout happens, and she's finally like, oh, I get it now. Because I think a lot of other movies would have tried to play that out more like, what's going on? Why are they shooting or whatever?
Right.
But
Right.
no, she was like, oh shit, you was trying to protect somebody. You was being a cop. You was doing your job. So thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, I give it to those two.
Who you going with, Alex? Who is your MVP of this movie?
You know, I almost gave my MVP to Joey Pants just because I love Joey Pantoliano so much. He's just that perfect angry chief character. He just yells so great, and he's also just super funny. Like
His
I like
voice is so little, he's hilarious.
yeah, I like when he's like, yeah. Did you hear what I said? I liked the scene where he's shooting the free throws and he's like missing them all. He's like, they were all going in before you guys showed up. I just thought that was really funny. But honestly, my MVP is probably Will. As Mike, I just like that he thought he surprised me on how much he nailed these like cool emotional moments, and I just liked his chemistry with Martin. Like I felt like they bickered really believably. And I was surprised because like he's also like really really young. He's still doing Fresh Prince at this time. It was good to see Will do some good acting. So he was my MVP for this one. What about you?
I didn't have a clip for Tammy or Tara, Teresa, whatever. I ain't have a clip for her, but I'm gonna play this clip of them going back and forth here.
Yo, what are you doing, man? I got this. Jojo, I got 15 bullets in this gun. Mike! And I swear if you don't start talking to him, I'm gonna fill your lying ass full of some hot shit. Now, what's up? Mike! He's a former ganja smoking motherfucker. He ain't worth it. Do you want some? I'll bust your ass too. So sad. You on your own, Jojo.
Jojo. That's who you wanted to give the MVP to.
Oh no, I wanted to give it to the captain.
Captain.
But shout out to what's his name, Michael Imperioli. He's playing JoJo in this.
It was like hella Sopranos actors in this.
Hella.
Yeah. Well, who was another Sopranos actor? I didn't clock anybody else.
Was Joe not in Sopranos? I could be wrong.
Joe, right here?
No, not JoJo, but Joe Pantaleon.
Oh, that's right. He was in.
He was in there.
He was in. Like,
he was in there.
Seasons. Yeah.
When did we start caring about whores?
She's
when do
a whore.
Whores.
It's one of my favorite deliveries.
Whore.
She's a whore.
A whore.
So disrespectful.
So oh man. He was so mad. He was so dead after that too.
But who was your MVP of this one?
My MVP was Frenchie, the French dude. I can't remember his name.
The French villain?
Man, what was his name? Fouché.
And he was in a lot of stuff.
Fouché,
he was in like Kiss of the Dragon with the Jet Li movie. He's a great villain.
You go to him for that.
I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's the
he's in La Femme Nikita.
Mario. Oh yeah, he's in La Femme Nikita.
Let me see. Let me try to read it. Oh shit.
Fische Cario.
Yeah, okay. This guy
Boom.
read a book or two.
I don't have to even do that. Look at
that. I was like, no,
I need to clip that. I need to clip that once. Let's need to just clip that where he said it.
Yeah, right. And then you just keep putting that over all the other times.
I'll just dub it right on in there.
But no, he was really great. He had like a nice menacing energy.
Okay, yeah, I want to pull up this clip because I just found it. I didn't know it was even on here. We doing gorilla shit right now, y'all.
Enjoy yourself, relax. Eddie.
Boom! Look how he came in. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, sorry. This guy, doesn't he look like the sheriff from True Blood? Like
Andy Belfer?
Yeah, Andy Belfer.
Yeah. He does.
Sorry, that's immediately what I thought.
Can I move this over here? Yeah,
Yeah.
we can move this over here.
Look at that technology.
Look at Andy.
Oh, that's
Should
great.
have told you sooner about Eddie's private party.
Well, now it's a surprise party.
It's just crazy. This scene is crazy to me because one, the pillow. Well, obviously Max gets shot. Look at her; she got shot.
Oh, Max.
Yeah.
But right before he uses this pillow, and I'm like, what the hell was that supposed to have did?
Yeah, you're still gonna hear it.
Right.
You hear all of it,
Anything.
and it's very loud.
Yeah.
As well. It's not like you still just. And then she falls into a glass table, which clearly makes a lot of noise,
Makes a
like
lot of
more noise.
Yeah.
I just
There was really no reason to kill her when you think about it. Like,
Not at all. No.
especially
Into shit.
prostitutes. Prostitutes are not telling about like being prostitutions.
Yeah, like,
Prostitutes don't talk about doing prostitutions.
and they didn't even they left a whole bunch of evidence behind. Like, if they're so worried about getting caught, like they didn't.
They just left the cocaine.
Yeah, they left the cocaine
Or heroin,
with
excuse me.
or heroin,
terrible.
yeah.
Yeah.
With like the packaging that says evidence on it. It's like, oh, this is just any cocaine. I mean, any heroin.
Yeah, because if it had been just like a bag of heroin.
Signed
Okay.
French guy.
Twa 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 is all it says at the end.
But Taya Leone's character, yeah, she sees homegirl. Oh no, sorry, no, wait, sorry. That's not what we're talking about. We were talking about Frenchie.
MVP, you usually give. We know we're gonna talk plenty about Frenchie. Go ahead. What's your MVP?
Well, no, I gave my MVP, but I was just
Oh yeah, you gave your MVP. So what were you about to move on to?
Since we're bringing up this killing here, yeah, that's kind of what sets more of the film in motion because Taya Leone sees the guys who committed the heist, and she ends up having to go into protective custody, unofficial protective custody.
Yeah, because she doesn't want to, but
right. So she I guess negotiates this situation where she'll only deal with Mike Lowry, and
this is the part of the
mistaken
movie
identity thing.
This is the part of the movie where I almost was like, okay, this is stupid.
Yeah.
It actually makes me mad almost every single time that I watch it because I'm like, this movie should be perfect. And there's this little bit of stupidity that makes this movie just
so what part about that did you feel was stupid?
It's this like there were so many times where they could have just told her what the deal was, like, yo, this is my part. This is actually Mike Lowry. Like, I'm Marcus, and we're here to help you. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, again, it seems like she even figures it out.
She does. She figures it out, which I'm not mad at her being smarter than the two dudes. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make me mad. That's a good way to go with it, but she could have figured it out sooner. Like, it just played itself out by the middle of the second act, and it just kind of dragged on into the third act. Like,
yeah,
but I guess because you could figure out a different reason for her to be mad to storm out of the house, other than it being like, oh, I figured y'all out, y'all are liars.
Right.
Like, Mike Lowry was fucking mad bitches because you already have what's her name? What was her name? Yvette.
Or Yvette.
You already had Yvette come by, and then she left out. Like,
Yvette's
come on, man. We just all you had to have was Yvette come in butt naked after he'd already laid it to what's her name?
Yeah.
So now, boom. See, that could have just worked a little better. So that was the issue I had with it.
I'm curious, and I'm curious, Martin, how you felt about this, because like I did feel like initially it makes sense that Martin is, or sorry, Mark. Fuck, I'm fucking up.
Marcus had to pretend to be Mike.
Yeah. Marcus had to pretend to be Mike because Mike was concussed, so he was unavailable. So I understand, like, I guess why he had to do that initially. But
why did he get concussed, Alex?
Because he got hit over the head with a sledgehammer
while going to do what, Alex?
Talking to a madam.
Yeah, he fucked with prostitutes. I'm just trying to say. I'm just saying.
Like, no, I'll go alone.
Yeah, he went. He had to. Yeah, come on now. Okay, now come on home now. Come on now.
But yeah, for whatever reason, like they have so many opportunities where they could tell her, it's like, okay, this is what it really is. But for whatever reason, they kind of drag out the mistaken identity or like the trope throughout the movie. But do you feel like that sort of hinders Mike from having any like romantic relationship that's just like, it's like, oh, he's a changed man, he's changing, like what they always did with those kind of movies in the 90s was like, oh, but this is the one that he's given up all these trollops for.
It's because it didn't seem like he was giving anything up by the end of it. If anything, I understood why they dragged it on, because they established her character as like basically like an annoying white lady, right? Like she, she's, oh, you're eating meat. You're like, so she's so stuck in her principles. So her whole thing was like, I'm only going to talk to Mike Lowry. I'm going to work with Mike Lowry. I think they could have revealed it sooner. But I think it was one of those things of like, well, she's threatening to leave, or she's already threatening like, well, I'm probably better off in their hand. Like she's doing like fuck, like if anything, she's stupid for doing that shit. It's like, they're trying to protect you, they're trying to save you, but I think they give just enough clearance as to how annoying she is, as to why they would be like, let's just keep the lie going. But I think if this was real life, then it'd be like, hey, just so you know, that's really Mike. That's why there's photos of him. We're not a couple.
Right.
That's so that's really him. I get it. It's weird, but we had to do that because you said you were going to leave, but we couldn't have that happening. Da da da.
Right.
But I think her character was so annoying that, in a good way. But like,
she's effectively annoying.
She's. So I understood why it's one of those things of like when you're it's like talking to a kid, right? And a kid's like, well, why can't I do this? You're like, because you'll die. Eventually you just say that. You just say some like the previous shit so you don't understand, like, oh, okay, well, I don't want to die. It's like, yeah, bitch, you don't want to die, so shut the fuck up and let us just do this.
That's basically what it came down to.
Yeah. And then the minute she found out what the fuck happened, she got captured.
Yeah,
she got captured.
Exactly.
They broke as soon as the veil was broken.
Nobody ever just does what they're told in these movies. They always got to fly off the handle, and then it's like, oh, surprise, surprise, you're the inciting incident for the third act where you just got fucking kidnapped.
It's great.
It happens all the time. I love it.
Movie.
I love the movie. And actually, before we go any further, I do want to bring up the music.
Take us on down. What did you
think of the music in this movie? Because I mentioned a little bit off pod how much I detest the fact that they don't reuse this theme in the sequels. They use it for one moment in the third one. In like the opening.
Oh yeah, they did.
They used it in the opening. I was like, oh shit, they're using the theme, and then they never used it again for the rest of the movie. So I don't. But like,
I wonder if we could get rights to it. Like we could like. Oh, never mind.
Oh, right. Like get rights to the
theme. I'm trying to use it. If they're not gonna use it, can't we use it? Goddamn.
Well, I think the soundtrack in of itself probably holds up better than Bad Boys 2 because of all the dittiness that's on the Bad Boys 2 soundtrack.
They play that Diddy song like 13 times in that movie.
We're bad boys for life. Like, oh, okay, I see what you mean by that now, Diddy. But with the first one, like a lot of it was very time, like the not the soundtrack, but like the backing tracks was very time capsule-ish. Right. But that track you mentioned, the kind of theme was dope. A lot of the other songs that were used were fantastic as well. Like I forgot that they had who's the dude, take it to the house. Like whatever song they used in it. Yeah.
Trick Daddy.
Trick Daddy. So like having a Trick Daddy song at the end, assuming that was him and not Uncle Luke, but
that was Trick Daddy.
That was Trick. All right, yeah. Then that was great. Like I was like, oh man, I could put this on at a party now,
right?
And it'd be a banger. Yeah.
Oh man, Black culture. That's what I'm saying. Black culture seeping into pop culture, like seeping into white people's houses, like creeping in. And also, that's what I was saying. This was really a nigga movie. This is actually a movie that showed you that black people will go out and see the movie. You know what I'm saying? Because they used to say that black people don't go to the movies.
Right.
Why would you say that? Like niggas is just not cultured. Like niggas just don't know how black people don't go to the movies. Can you imagine hearing that in 1991 or 86? Just like
Yeah,
black people don't go to the
where did
movies.
Meteor Man rank when it came out? Like, what
Oh
did it?
my god, terribly.
Hey,
That's
but
probably
Robert
the
Townsend is not Martin Lawrence. No offense to Robert Townsend, but
Yeah, no,
oh
yeah,
no,
yeah.
no, no.
It's funny, yeah. Like we were choosing a while back whether we're gonna do Blank Man or Meteor Man for Does It Hold Up, and they were like, yeah, Blank Man will be much more fun. I don't really
I
want to
watched
watch
Meteor Man and I was like, nah, we can't do that.
can I tell you guys? I was writing a Meteor Man spinoff series, like a updated, like where is Meteor Man now?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And it would follow his son, like trying to take the reins as the new Meteor Man, and the Robert Townsend Meteor Man kind of like trying to help him out and stuff. But there's like a new drug empire that's on the come up, and it would be revealed that Blank Man was the one who was kind of spearheading it because he didn't like the fact that so it would have been like a crossover of the universes with Blank Man now being the villain and Blank Man being pissed off that everyone was like, oh, Meteor Man, and everyone treated him like he was stupid. So
Right.
yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a really awesome idea. Like that sounds super cool.
Yeah,
And
maybe I should try it again.
Yeah, you
yeah,
definitely
man.
you should, man, go just run it by Mr. Townsend and you're good. He's like the really nice, like if Bill Cosby had not done anything fucked up and also wasn't an asshole, like then that would be Robert Townsend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's positive
Yeah.
black man, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Very well educated. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's super successful. Yeah, done a lot, and I respect the hell out of Meteor Man. It was just like it's so ambitious, for
so
what it
ambitious.
was,
And he wouldn't let them do none of the like shit that would have made it a little bit more funny. Like he
yeah.
wanted it to be like wholesome and
Mhm.
like, no, kids are gonna be watching this. We shouldn't do that. Like,
Yeah, I want to see.
Yeah.
Like, I want to hear, Martin. I want to hear your script. I want to see your script like directed by Boots Riley or some shit like that. Like somebody who's
ooh.
just like really fucking weird and is able to take all those crazy ideas, but like ground it into like I would love to. I don't know. I really want to see that movie now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, if anybody's listening, Boots, Robert, let's get this going, man.
Let's go, man.
Let's get it
Everybody
done.
go stalk Boots and get his ass over here and tell him, come on, we got a movie to be made.
But yeah, what else happens in this movie? Yeah, like Taylor Leone, she like she gets kidnapped after tipping off the French bad guy. And I had to say, this is one of the best action sequences I've ever seen in my life, personally.
Yeah.
Like, no, what this is specifically the
Come on, at the
the
end?
running chase. No, the running chase scene before we get to like
Oh
the ending.
yeah. Where is that? That's not on here.
Yeah, it's on here somewhere. But
Shirt open,
yeah,
run over bicycles and shit.
I just found out today that apparently he did not want to do it shirtless, which was like a trope at the time. Like, we'll have this nigga running with his shirt off. And it look real good. Everybody love that.
Glistening.
Everybody love that. Yeah, glistening. Well, he was like, no, I'm not doing that shit. Like, we can do the regular shit. And so they were like, no, we got to show you your body, he decided that the best thing to do a compromise with was an open shirt.
Yeah,
I think it worked better.
yeah.
I think you're absolutely right, because that silk shirt flying in the air type shit, when with
Yeah.
a lot of the shots that Michael Bay likes to do, it
Yeah.
really did probably.
Yeah, it helps capture the slow mo like of it all like really well. Like seeing like to your point, the flapping shirt.
Yeah.
Look at that flappy shirt. Ooh, look at that flappy shirt.
Yeah, it just looks really good. And there's some interview I was trying to find, but I couldn't find it. But where Will is talking about like how this is the first time he really was made into like a sex symbol in a movie. Like I remember watching the movie in the theater, and there's a slow mo shot of me running. And then I hear this woman say, "Ooh, you run, Will." It's like, oh, okay. That's the first time anyone's ever said that about me, because even though he was like popular, he was never seen as like a sex symbol.
This scene right here where they're running is just so intense. Like,
yeah,
Frenchie just dragging poor old, what's her name?
Tay Leone.
Man,
Yeah.
let me tell you, Tay Leone right here. Oh my God. What the fuck just happened right here? Like,
oh my gosh, yeah, it looks so.
oh my
Oh.
God.
Like her face, is that bad acting? I mean, is that good acting, or is she in real pain?
Man, Frenchie done dragged her ass down the goddamn stairs. Is what this is.
So I found out, again, doing like a lot of trivia on this, that she legit got knocked, not during this scene, but she got knocked out by the Martin Lawrence stunt double.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So they put old Tay through the ringer in this one.
Yeah, where was her stunt double?
Yeah,
at?
why-
God
yeah.
damn. we got
Great, by the way.
Look, as we know, that's what Michael Bay's practice is. She was the first Megan Fox, basically.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
yeah, she even like aesthetically looks
Oh,
very
man,
much like Megan Fox. Like she doesn't really look like
Yeah, she does
she
kind
doesn't
of.
really look like
Yeah.
Tay Leone doesn't really look like this. in
If
any
I'm
way.
just going through this scene and you don't see her, you would think, is that
Right.
Megan Fox?
This
Look
is
at that!
Megan Fox,
Look at that
yeah.
blur right there. That could be Megan
Yeah.
Fox.
Yeah.
Now, Michael Bay, let me show you something to show you that Michael Bay ain't worth a good goddamn. Let me just tell you something right here.
when he knocked over I knew you were gonna bring it.
Why we got to have fucking anything to do with guys riding around in their wheelchairs?
No legs.
No legs. This dude ain't got no legs. He got some legs.
Michael said, "Put him in front."
Put him in front. Yeah,
He
put
said,
him
the
in
guy with
front.
no legs in front.
The dude who looked like David Robinson had a paraplegic accident. And then
Oh,
boom, we just gonna run all of these niggas over. Like, come on, man.
Were they playing a 2-on-2 or what was the
Yeah.
Like, and they don't get a stunt guy either. Let's just point
No.
that out.
Of course not. Of course not. No, well,
featured extras?
I'm sure this guy was.
Saying he got legs.
Yeah,
he ain't.
Yeah, he has the use of his legs. He's just been regular ass.
You think so?
Yeah, that's why they put
Is that-
this
wait,
motherfucker
is
up
that-
in front.
Is that the spinoff? Like He Got Game? It's called He Got Legs.
Yeah, Michael Bay went to Spike Lee and he was like, "Can we do this?"
It's just
Wait, no,
ridiculous.
Spike Lee didn't do
And then look, Frenchie hit her in the back of the head, threw her into the taxi. Like look at that. That is look at his
Yeah.
face. Frenchie
Yo,
was
he
my
could-
MVP, man. He was wilding.
He committed so many crimes in broad daylight. Like he wanted to get caught. That's why he was like, yeah, I might as well just die at the end. He's like, I know I killed a cab driver. I knocked over a legless dude. Like I was really wild.
Right?
Yeah, he's like, man, when these drugs wear off, I'm gonna probably feel bad about it.
Yeah.
You got this. Look at this Mexican dude over in the corner. Like he is like, oh my god.
Yeah, he is so.
Now either this happened in
She
like
okay?
gorilla. Either this guy is not an extra,
I would
right?
love it if he wasn't part of this production.
Or no, I would love it if he is, and he's still like, oh my god. Because look at his face. Like
Taylor,
this
are
no-
you okay?
I want to interview her and find out if she was with the up and up with this shit. Like,
Yeah.
did she feel like she was being treated kind of fucked up?
Yeah.
Because that was actually her
Mhm. I would like
being
to see
pulled through the fucking.
Yeah.
How long was that? That was like a fucking 2-minute, 3-minute chase scene.
Chase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super intense.
Super.
I would
intense.
love to see like one of those actors on actors interviews where like Tay Leone interviews Megan Fox, or they just like, hey, let's talk about Michael Bay.
The
What
Michael
was your
Bay
horrible
experience.
experience?
Yeah, no, that's gonna be on the Drunk Panthers podcast every Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific time.
But yeah, I thought that was just like a wonderful sequence. It's like super thrilling, and especially the moment where Will snatches Martin out of the street. Obviously, it's neither one of those actors, but those stuntmen were doing some great
Dude.
work. And you can tell
They
that
cut to like two white dudes. It's like, I just a white guy with a flat top wig. What is this shit?
That shit was hilarious. At the end where there's just two white dudes in the Porsche.
Oh
But-
yeah, at the end.
Like, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Was that Martin?
that
Did he-
was
Oh no, it's not Martin. I could tell it's not Martin right there.
Yeah, you know, he could have fooled me.
Right there, I know it's not him. That's like
Does he have the goatee?
nah.
yeah, you don't got the
Well, he might have a mustache, but he don't have a goatee. He
There's actually
looks-
that's Play from Kid and Play.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he more of a round face.
I'm not
nigga.
doing anything this weekend.
He more of a like a round face nigga than he is a like square face nigga.
Mhm.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Will Smith got a strong ass collarbone.
He does, don't he?
Yeah,
Look at
he's
this.
strong. Yeah,
It's intense.
This is funny because they talk about Martin's ears in this when they make fun of, but both of these niggas was big balloon
they were both
Dumbo
big
ear
ear
nigga.
dudes.
Yeah, and back in the 90s, that's what you say. Oh, Will Smith ear looking ass nigga. Oh, Martin Lawrence ears ass nigga. Like
It's
you used
so-
to say that back in the day, but
yeah.
they became action heroes.
Yeah, it's funny that like they both have like these both like super popular television shows on at the time, but we were still like roasting the fuck out of them.
Yeah, that
It's
ain't
like,
it.
yeah, dude, big ears niggas. Like, I don't give a fuck about these niggas. I'm gonna watch the new episode. You see the new episode of Martin? Man, that nigga's funny.
Now I feel like there was moments where I felt like why they got him so close? It was just for the sake of the shot.
Yeah,
Yeah, two shot, easy two shot.
Let's
Yeah.
get this as close as we can for this 2-shot.
Yeah,
This gorilla 2-shot. I don't believe the city of Miami approved this movie. There's a lot of situations where the extras are kind of like looking like what?
Yeah, that would not surprise me because Michael Bay didn't have the pull that he does now. He does wild shit now. That's probably illegal.
They shut down.
They said that. Yeah, the budget was very much not as up to snuff. So
yeah,
I could believe that for sure.
Yeah, you can do that in some of them places, man. Don't nobody like Miami is like a very small, big city.
Yeah, they were actually going to shoot it in New York. Like the film was supposed to be set in New York, and I don't think you're going to be able to do any of this stuff in New York. You're going to have to shoot it in like Vancouver or Boston, California, and call it New York.
Speaking of Miami,
like that.
That's one of the characters of this movie, in my opinion. Like the second movie shows you how long or how different Miami had become. Like from 1 to 2, like Miami in this movie is still trying to like come out of the cocaine era. Like they're trying to improve their image, and it basically froze because like before the cocaine came into Miami, it was a very small ass town, and then like most of what we see today, at least at this point in this movie, when in this time period, 1995. We're talking about 80% of their infrastructure was built off cocaine. So like, and that's like for real.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at it, it's kind of rusty.
Cocaine cowboys.
Exactly. Cocaine cowboys. And like in this movie, Miami's kind of rusty. You know what I'm saying? They go over that Miami sign and it's kind of beaten up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like we're in Miami, like, but it's not all glitz and glam
Yeah.
is what they kind of showing you. But like at the same time, our characters are very stylish.
Yeah.
Like it is Miami, and I think that's what kept it going, like kept it staying alive. Like Black community kept it going for sure, but like in where it bubbled up into pop culture where we got to do a second one type shit. I think that's what was from the from the Miamians.
Yeah.
Is that what you would call yourself if you live in Miami?
No,
Miamians?
Which makes because I know the new one was mostly filmed in Atlanta, like the one that's coming out this year.
Oh, really?
So yeah, because a friend of a friend played he played one of the detectives in the new one, and he sent a photo of himself in his like detective outfit, and he's like notoriously always cut out of movies, and so he said as soon as he saw the costuming for his for Bad Boys 4, he was like, yeah, I'm not gonna be in it. He was like, they're gonna cut the shit out of me in this one. But yeah, I'm curious to see how they try to transform Atlanta into Miami, because it's very two very different environments.
There's no palm trees in Atlanta. Also, even when they try to do movies that are gonna be in Miami, but they do them out here, the palm trees look different. So it's you can easily tell that you're not in Miami if they don't do it in Miami. So it will be interesting to see how they try to pull that off. There are shots of Miami, like, because they just ended in Miami. Well, they wrapped in Miami like 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago from when we're taping right now. So, man, I don't know how they go get a movie done that quick. It's supposed to be coming out in June, goddamn. When is this coming out?
This is gonna be coming out whenever that's coming out.
Yeah. So it's coming out like in a week or two from now. So yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I'm interested to see how they pull that off. But like this movie was just gorilla as hell in my opinion. I don't know because
But the shots were so beautiful though, man. Like the sunsets and all that shit. So doing some more research on it. The opening scene where the two dudes try to run up on him and steal his car, that part was shot in LA. And you can kind of see the difference in it, but that was shot in LA because they wanted to establish a more comedic dynamic between Mike and Marcus. And yeah, so you get that vibe, but I think it did help. I think it set it up nicely.
absolutely. I'm trying to think of some more tidbits about the movie. We had a bunch of cameos. We had a few cameos.
Yeah, there were a lot of interesting cameos. Like,
what's the dude? Damn, I forgot to look up his name.
The basketball player.
The scene that you're talking about. No, that was John Sally. Yeah, John Sally. He was almost my MVP. Actually, you know what? God damn it, I'm changing it.
Oh, it's going.
This is a black movie. This is a hood movie. I am going to John Sally as my MVP. I'm not picking it's no white man going on my ballot on Hood Movie Day. No, sir. John Sally.
I wouldn't be mad at you. It's it's not like it's Black History Month.
Then what's his name? Tig from Sons of Anarchy.
Tig. He was in the opening.
He was in the opening scene with the big black guy from fucking
from Life.
Oh yeah,
Life. He was
the
Replacements. Oh yeah, I think he was in Longest Yard, not Longest Yard, but what's the other? Any Given Sunday.
And he
might have been like I think he was like one of the, extras or whatever.
Yeah.
He was in You Got Served.
You Got Served. Yes. Look,
he was in The Parkers.
Everything. He was in like everything back there. Great black character actor.
The Jamie Foxx Show. He was in Martin. Yeah, man. Thin Line Between Love and Hate, Sister. He played a lot of security guards. He was that version of Jay Washington.
He was, yeah. And for a while I thought he was damn, what's his name? Damn, I'm fucking blanked out right then. Oh my God.
Suge Knight.
No, it was the comedian
Lavelle Crawford.
Lavelle Crawford. Like I thought I was about to do Lavelle Crawford impersonation just to try to get it on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I seriously, when Lavelle Crawford got big, I was like, ain't that the nigga from The Replacements? Like, he just got out of shape a little bit.
But yeah, I guess before we get to the vote, let's talk about just like the ending a little bit.
You wanted me to? We talked about the music. Yeah, we talked about the music. What? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about like that ending because like you guys did mention, Michael did kind of save his best for last. We don't really get the crazy explosions until the end, but then we get some explosions. We even get like some duplicate shots between Martin and Will where they both get to say like a one-liner while the camera zooms in and then they shoot somebody. Like I thought it was really beautiful. Martin, what did you think of this final scene?
First off, do you know how mad I'd be if a nigga said a line before killing me? Just shoot me, dog. Don't say what was it? But now boarding or you forgot your ticket, whatever the fuck he said.
Oh, you forgot your boarding pass.
I would have shot the shit out of him in the middle of him saying that. What? Bah! Right there. That would have been how that ended. This movie would have been a tragedy.
He died in mid-sentence.
This is hold on. I gotta play it now since I accidentally pulled it up right on this moment.
Oh, actually, pause it real quick. I do want to say that this bad guy, I just saw this movie, Love Lies Bleeding. This dude is basically Dave Franco from Love Lies Bleeding. Like, his look, his personality, the whole thing. But
this guy was also in The Sopranos.
Oh, was he? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Shout out to this guy.
Sopranos,
He was
baby.
great in this movie.
Right there. Shot him in the fucking head. Shot him in. There you go.
You forgot your boarding pass.
Yeah, right. What was that? What
Yeah.
was that about? You forgot your boarding pass.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done any of that shit. There would have been one cop coming back for Bad Boys 2. I can tell you that much. If it was me.
Yeah. Yeah, Will and Joey Pants are the new Bad Boys.
Yeah.
I
But no, they
forgot,
blew
man.
the shit out of him. Also, the bad dude.
That was crazy.
Fuck. That was beautiful.
Yeah, God, they killed so many people. Like there's no court case after this. All the evidence is destroyed. All of the bad guys are killed. The money's gone. Like everything, bro. That dude just got there and he's dead. Like,
There's
big boy, they killed the fuck out of this guy, man.
only. Oh yeah. Hold on. You know what?
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah,
bring
you
that
gotta
right
you
back
gotta
up
play that.
because old buddy, what in the absolute world? Look, and he's like, "Oh my god, I didn't mean to make you dead like that, though."
Get shot,
Boom.
electrocuted.
And then,
Look, and then old buddy
and then-
Reyes is looking like, "Oh my god."
and then he catches on fire after all of that shit. Shot, electrocuted,
course.
and caught on fire.
And of course, yeah, this is all set off from Will, pointing and saying a catchphrase before shooting him.
Yeah.
Oh, he
That's
does?
a close
Oh, yeah.
catch
Yeah.
for sure.
Stop.
How do you even hear that?
Look at him. He's like, "Oh my god." That's how you know it's
Hey,
really
man,
bad.
that's a lot. Yeah.
He just runs off.
I am so sorry.
He literally had nothing else to do with that scene except for watching him die a horrendous death. Like,
He took a shotgun blast into electrocution into being engulfed in flames. Like, that's not the guy who deserved that. First off, he got made fun of the whole movie by his own boys. Like, you fat piece of shit. You gonna be bastard, you fat fuck. And he's like, hey, man, I'm working on my weight. Why are you shitting on me like this? You don't kill nobody. All his boys are the ones who kill people. He just tries his best and then gets killed to shit. They kill the fuck out of that dude, man.
Kill him
And-
so hard.
To the point where not only did he get electrocuted, he gets caught on fire and he has to walk on fire. Imagine getting a shotgun blast. You've been electrocuted and then fucking engulfed in gasoline. And you're like, oh god, I still want to at least try to make it.
Right.
Yeah. Closed.
Like, how are you not
casket,
dead
bro.
yet?
only thing that
closed
would have made
casket
it
for sure.
only thing that would have made it more ridiculous is if he'd have just been saying the whole time, "Oh my god, I just got on fire! Fucking save me! Kill me! Kill me!"
Oh my god! Why? I thought we were just selling drugs. Why? Oh god! Oh, I didn't know it was gonna be this bad. Oh my god! Oh god! The flames! Oh, I can still feel the electrocution. Dear Lord in heaven! Oh god! Oh, I was gonna go to church this Sunday. Oh god! I hope you saved my life. I thought we were escaping. Dear Lord in heaven! Oh Christ! Christ! Oh God, Heavenly Father! Oh God! Why? Why did I burn so bad? I can't stop now. Oh, now it's an explosion!
Oh, the whole time you just see like the dude's face, or he's just like looking.
That's actually what happened, but then because that's why old buddy was looking so crazy, but they cut that shit out. That's why he's looking like that. That's what he's saying to him. Why don't you just fucking kill me, please? Kill me,
Please
please.
shoot me in the head.
I'm so sorry.
Look me in the eyes. Look me in the eyes while you kill me. Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh, sweet Lord in heaven.
I like to just believe that this drug deal was his like retirement plan. Like he was about to get up out the game.
Like, oh man.
He was like, I don't even really fuck with drugs. I used to just kill people.
Yeah. On the other side.
I used to kill people, but now they said we can get this drug deal.
Yeah.
I was a police officer for 25 years. Then I killed people while I was.
Yeah.
But now they say, hey, you can do this drug deal.
It's like if they made a movie about that side of the like about the gangsters, he would have that would be his moment of like, yeah, next week I'm gonna get out of the game, spend time with my wife and kids.
Ozempics, they can stop making fun of me.
I'm gonna get some of them testosterone pills. Then like I already got that Viagra prescription. I'm going to Tijuana, man. Set up got a real nice house out there, 4-bedroom house out there, $100,000.
And we talked about the ending where Will shoots Frenchie. But
Frenchie,
there was a pretty cool chase scene at the end. Yeah, after the whole warehouse explodes. We get Marcus is actually driving the car. It's the first time he actually can drive well, apparently. It doesn't seem like he was driving particularly bad, but Will was roasting him for his driving.
He was doing that 90s driving. Yeah. He was doing that like 90s driving where you're like driving and you're just like doing like this.
Right, yeah.
Doing a little bit of that.
He was driving an ice cream truck with ether. I don't know what he wanted from him.
Right. Yeah, it's like, how fast do you think this car's supposed to go?
And that's a good point too, because what's her name basically tells him to shut the fuck up while he's driving. This time it's like, all right, look, I've seen how this dynamic works. He drives and then you criticize the driving. We're not doing that today. We have to catch this nigga and kill him. Okay. Because fuck all that. She was really one that was.
It's kind of weird when she said, catch this nigga. I was like, oh boy. They really let Tay Leon go off.
Just gotta let her go.
That was behind the scenes. That was the cutting room bullshit.
Michael Bay says, you need to say this.
Please catch that motherfucker. He shot me.
It's like, you say it and believe it.
Michael Bay, like, go on over there. Hold on. Do we have the first shot, like where they get jacked?
Yeah, it's in here somewhere. Yeah.
We playing that right now. Hold on. Because dude said tits. What did he say? Get your tits.
Yeah, titty, shaky. I think you're
shaky. He kicked that bitch out the car and like get her to distract them. And he says, titty, shaky. Bitch, get your ass out the car and go distract this nigga. Like, I've never heard that before. I've never heard titty, shaky.
Yeah, that was a director's note.
Oh, I forgot he like. They also just the fact that Marcus is just always eating, and I think that's a good way to set up that Martin Lawrence gained a lot of weight.
Right. Yeah.
I'm so glad that you said that. We said the same thing when we was rewatching. It's like, well, at least they have a reason for it. I said, first thing I said was, oh, he was always eating garbage.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes sense now.
You got this shit. No, you gonna get that fry. Listen, this ain't no goddamn Denny's.
Oh, we missed it.
Dan, I've been there.
Go. Titty, strutty.
Oh no.
Titty, strutty.
What does that even mean?
Michael went up to this actor. He's like, nah, trust me.
And
I know it's gonna sound weird, but I say it all the time.
Old dude smacked her on the butt too. Hold on. Look, he gonna slap her on the ass. They cut it though.
Yeah.
Slapping girls on the ass was a thing in the 90s now.
I feel bad for this
in the
movie.
90s. Like 90s, you was just running up, grabbing girls' booties, slapping them on the booty. That was the thing.
Yeah, look at her face. She's clearly not having a good time.
Not at all.
She's like, man, I hope these guys are setting up her fucking cops. I'm tired of this shit.
This is the face of a woman who works with Michael Bay. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's the Megan Fox.
We kid. Michael Bay, friend of the show.
Yeah, and again, like as much as like we roast Michael Bay pretty often throughout this whole channel. This is like one of my favorite movies of his. Like,
we love you. We love you, Michael Bay.
Yeah, I've always loved this movie.
I thought you were gonna say, as much as we make fun of Michael Bay on this show, we're part of the problem. We support all his movies. We like all his movies.
Hashtag save Michael Bay. Hashtag Michael Bay did nothing wrong.
Hashtag it was Megan's fault.
And we talked a little bit about on this channel before about like how he comes from this like weird class of directors like Zack Snyder and David Fincher and
call them the trust fund babies.
They all come from this like film company called Propaganda Films where they made a lot of commercials back in the day, and like they all have like such an interesting visual style. Like all those directors, Guillermo del Toro, they all have such a great visual style.
Slow.
And some directors have better scripts that help them like make better movies. David Fincher is like one of those people who just like usually gets really great scripts, so he always puts out good movies. But Michael Bay, though he has a really great style, this is one of the more peak films, and I think it has something to do with them just kind of throwing the script out the window.
Well,
And
yeah, that's what I was
letting
gonna
the
say. Is that he had the benefit of, well, check it out. His ego went through the roof because he and everyone on this everyone involved in this movie slipped up on a mega franchise. Like, everybody accidentally did this movie. You know what I mean? Like, this movie really wasn't even supposed to be involving any of these people who were involved. And then once they were involved, everything they were provided was terrible. So then they had to then rely on the two actors who really just there. They just supposed to be there to perform. Now they're there to rewrite this whole goddamn movie and make it make sense. And had not it been for those two who have more experience, if you look at this movie, they had more experience in filming anything than these guys had doing anything in Hollywood. They had experience doing movies and television. Michael Bay didn't have none of that at this point. So I think that these guys
a lot of improvising, a lot of trusting each other, and a lot of like again, doing kind of homework on this movie, seeing how much Michael Bay would be like, hey, try this thing, but don't tell him. And like letting that play out. So yeah, that's a lot of trust in two guys who at the time really weren't proven as big screen actors. But yeah.
Yeah, like it definitely ended up working out really well. It's almost like you hear stories about like how Iron Man kind of came together. It sounds very similar, where they just like, we don't really have a script, but we have so much trust in the talent that we're just gonna like, and they have such a great rapport with the director that they were able to like create something that's really, really unique. And also the editor. Shout outs to whoever edited this, because they were also like, there's a lot
they
of
were
scenes
under some serious stress. I could tell.
I'm sure that they got a whole lot of scenes with like different takes of them improvising, trying to figure out what's the funniest scene, but also what moves the story along.
Zoom in on that bitch's teeth while she gets shot.
There were some seriously weird. I'm glad I froze on that earlier, because there's some seriously weird choices. Like but I like ambition. You know what I mean? Like, I like the I don't know what I don't know. Type of approach.
He was making this like this is his last movie. Like, he's like, I'm doing
my first movie is my last movie.
Like,
we were just talking about that earlier today. I said, hey, look, if we ever get a movie off the ground, I'm trying to tell you, I'm doing whatever the fuck I want to. If it's good, it's gonna be good because we made it good. If it's bad, well, goddamn, it's gonna be bad because we made it bad. But we're not gonna be like, well, we should have could have did this and we could have did. Hell no, man. And that's what they did on this movie. They just was like, fuck it. Because guess what happens? If the movie comes out and it's a fucking banger, all they gonna be able to say is, man, we love that nigga. We love him. He's one of the good ones.
Yeah. And you're seen as a genius after that.
Exactly. But if you do bad, then they'll just be like, well, Bill who?
Right. That's not so bad.
Right.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And before we get to the vote, was there anything like any scenes or like anecdotes that you guys wanted to talk about before, like,
I'll let Martin go first.
Martin, you have
any final thoughts?
Just seeing how well they all played around, especially with kind of the side characters, like the bellhop. I think the aforementioned store clerk, right? Like this guy who's like, I shoot you, bitch, or whatever like crazy dialogue that motherfucker was saying. But like they did a good job of letting them play, and then it's always cool to see when like very improvised dialogue and improvised scenes make it in and make something really good.
Yeah.
A matter of fact, I'm bringing that up just because you said it. I should have did it while you were talking.
On the chat scene,
but I got caught up listening to you. I was like, oh yeah, that's a really good point.
The mother bitches.
Those are very, very good points that he's making. I got caught up. I'm supposed to be producing a show over here.
It's a great shot too. Like, well, like the final shot of them pointing the guns is like, you could, no, it's just like really really evocative.
It don't take that long to get shampoo. Come on, please, let's go.
Also playing the brat for this scene.
Yeah.
Do you know how many chemicals are in this
I
stuff?
didn't clock that.
Lay all
I don't
night.
care if you go bald. Just get it and let's go.
Jojo,
A lot of Miami shit around here. This is how places look in Miami.
entirely
for
too
sure.
much heroin and too much ether for just nobody.
We're not doing the whole plot lines here.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Also, this man had so many guns.
So many guns,
He
and
knows his
also
favorite.
there's a lot of. He gets robbed a lot. Look at this.
Yeah, man. Just get a glass. Get glass at that point.
I said, seriously, he had a gate. He had a gate, but come on, they can shoot you through the gate, my
So,
guy.
I guess this is sort of a look into this guy's psyche because he's clearly has PTSD.
Look at Stacey
from
Jordan.
being
Stacey Jordan got
robbed.
$100,000.
Stacey Jordan.
Now let me say this: Noah Traffic was Trafficito.
Noah Traficante.
Noah Traficante, the guy that they looking for with the goatee. We showed him earlier. The dude with the goatee looked like Andy Belford.
Yeah.
His name was Noah Traficante. He is a known drug trafficker. And he is a white male at 180 pounds. That nigga, if that nigga's 180 pounds, then he's 5'4". But he's 180 pounds, a white male. Okay. Traficante. Man, let me tell you. And then now you got
he was born for this. All right. And then he was born. He couldn't do nothing else. You can see Noah Traficante as your Uber driver. No, that motherfucker is trafficking drugs. Okay. That's what Traficante does. That's in his blood.
Right.
You can't stop him. And then, so now look, I just like how the
that guy
attention
looks
to
like
detail,
Steve
you know what I'm
Martin.
saying? Like, yeah, this look like what's his name?
John
Kool-Aid.
Jones.
Yep,
Oh,
Jim
yes.
Jones.
Jim Jones, yeah.
Jim Jones, yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh yeah. it
Nigga
does.
look just like Jim Jones.
Which
Whose
is also
card is
funny
this?
that all these wanted people are like old white dudes, and he's like, nah,
but
these,
he's like, nah. it's
these
the
two
black
young black guys, they
Look
got
at his eyes, dude. This dude is wild, man.
terrified.
guy.
Terrifying. He ain't never seen niggas in his
He's
normal
so
phone.
scared.
But that's egregious, the amount of guns he got. How did he choose which one he was gonna use?
Right.
You know what? I must have left my wallet.
Mother bitches, man. Mother bitches. Freeze mother
They
bitches.
improvise that, man. It's so good.
I'm not understanding. I really don't. I mean, do you just attract violent people?
Take it easy. All right. We are police officers.
We're not police officers. I'm not stupid. I know.
What are you?
I've seen police.
I'm gonna reach for my badge, okay?
I've seen police. They don't let black people be
I tell you
police.
something.
Yeah.
You got 8 fucking
And you
bags.
guys
I
dress
told
way
you
too
stop.
nice.
It don't work.
I was gonna say, this man has on a leather vest. I wouldn't believe it either.
What the fuck? No.
So you guys are clearly gangsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what kind of belt you got on, dog? Like, hold, he got. You want some badges, nigga?
Mother bitch! I give you badges. Here, 99 cents each. I sell you some.
He got 8 fucking badges. I told
Really,
you.
this is
stop.
Josie
It
what
don't work.
inflation's like now.
Yeah.
Those badges would be $5.
What the fuck? No. I mean,
From the Middle East.
Oh, that part was funny. When it's like, blow me.
Kill
What?
again.
Oh,
me,
what?
please.
I'm gonna
Hold
blow
on.
you.
Hot me.
Hold on.
Do you see the fucking emotion I'm going through right now? That means this shit is serious, okay? That means me and this motherfucker's not vibing right now. That's what that shit means, okay?
You
Hey,
got something
we-
on your chest?
I got something. That's what the fuck
Do
I'm
you
saying.
want some
Hello?
of me? I
The
want
guy's
some.
got a cannon.
What do you want?
That's even like an interesting, just like character moment where he says, it's like, oh, we and him aren't vibing right now, and that's like sort of Mike's like cue to be like, hey, if you start interacting with me and we start
Yeah,
arguing
they
with
do
each other,
this.
we can get the it's like
It's their
their
thing.
whole bit, it's like that they
Yeah.
always do. He's like, yeah, I thought that was nice.
come get some.
A regular Abbott and Costello with guns.
Yeah.
Yes. Who's on first?
And this
bitch is on first.
This mother bitch.
is one of those like really cool, like unrealistic framings, because like obviously, like if you should be able to see the shop clerk's arm about how close it is to like his face when they pull up the guns right here.
Yeah,
But-
who was he? Oh, he was pointing at the girl though.
Right,
Yeah,
but
I
like
mean,
because
he's
of where
off.
the bottom of their hands are, you wouldn't
Yeah.
see like they're resting on his arm. But
Oh yeah.
Whatever. You
But
goddamn
it's a
Also, for
not
a
nitpick, it's
woman
just like
who
one of those things that looks way cooler than if you were to make it look
Right.
realistic. You know?
Yeah. And for a woman who is constantly about to get killed, very dumb of her to walk out alone right now.
So ridiculous. I mean, I understand why certain people just don't like her character. Like
She
got a
should
lot of-
have died. She should have
She
died.
got a
like
lot of
9 times.
criticism for her character in this movie when it came out. I just feel like that's just how they wrote her. Like she didn't do anything. Like, you know, as an
No.
actress. You know what I mean?
But
Like she
but
did
she
great.
that's a very realistic character though. That's someone I feel like we all have met this type of person who's like, I don't care what's gonna happen. You shouldn't be eating meat. It's like our lives are in danger. You're thinking about the wrong shit right now.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. No, she was a little hype off that
Yeah.
eating meat shit. Like, yo, bitch, you need to relax, okay? Like, oh, you want a shot?
Yeah.
Come on, brother. Because
Thanks.
you know, we almost. Do you have any final thoughts?
Oh no.
You don't have
Pretty
any
much,
final thoughts?
pretty much going over everything.
Martin, did you have anything else you wanted to say
No,
about
I
this
feel
movie?
like I've said more than enough.
Man, let me tell y'all something, man. Really appreciate y'all watching this long. If you've been watching this long, because we've just been having fun, bunch of nonsense. What you want?
The shot.
Oh, you know what? I didn't pour you a shot, huh?
You
Didn't
took
pour
it
him a
away
shot.
from him immediately.
I poured my shot, and then I just didn't pour him a shot.
It's like, oh, you want me to drink
Wow.
a shot, right?
What's interesting is I wasn't even gonna take one, but if you've been watching this long, we really appreciate you, man. Just like and subscribe. Goddamn, it's free. But I guess I have one thing to talk about before we get up out of here. Does it hold?
That's right. At the end of every episode, we vote on whether this film stands the test of time. And Martin, as our special guest, we will let you go first. Oh, cheers.
I think so. I think this is a movie and a franchise you could drop into any any era. If it wasn't a Martin Lawrence and Will Smith vehicle, if you put this out 15 years before, it could have been Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall. If you put it out now, it could be Kevin Hart and Dwayne Johnson, or even if they did flip it, and I don't think it would have worked with John Lovitz and Dana Carvey. No offense to them, but I think the dynamic of improvisation, of action, of beautiful scenes, of cinematography, of the dialogue and the funny timing and all that, it works so well, and I see why it's become some semblance of a franchise. I'm curious as to what is this something I could see rebooted in 20 years? In some sense, yes. And even like watching it again on rewatch, there were very few moments where I felt like, oh man, this is only for 1995. There are a few lines of dialogue like that, and a few needle drops and music that kind of fits in that mold. But for the most part, like this is something you could watch. It feels timeless, and I think it does. I think it holds up really, really well.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one vote for yay.
One vote.
I think you made a lot of good points. I think my most interesting point that you made was
Hold on, I burped right into the. I hope I didn't hear that. But yeah. What was the first guys that was supposed to be in it? Martin Shorts and
Dana Carvey.
Dana Carvey and John Lovitz.
Yeah. John Lovitz. Man, John Lovitz. No, they were trying to make one of them movies like Emilio Estevez and somebody else would have been in or some shit like back in the 80s and shit.
Yeah, it would have ended up being like a totally forgettable movie, like that movie with it was Eugene Levy and
Samuel L. Jackson.
Does it hold? Whose vote is it? Is it mine?
It's your vote.
No, it's my vote. I'll say yeah, it does hold up. I again, I'm very astonished that this is the lowest rated score on Rotten Tomatoes out of all the I was about to say Dragon Ball Z movies.
That shot hit you hard, huh, brother?
Find out next time.
I'm still
Dragon Ball Z.
No, out of all the Bad Boys movies, this is by far my favorite. Like, I feel like the the story is like pretty good and nice and solid, and it's fun enough. We talked about our nitpicks with it, but like I feel like the cinematography and the acting is just like so over the top and like amazing, and the chemistry between Will and Martin, like it just seems like, oh, why didn't we get 20 movies like this? Like it just seems so iconic.
Why are there 10 Fast and the Furious and not
right
and not 15 of these?
Exactly. And I've even said, like, I made a video about the Bad Boys franchise a little while back, but like it seems like this could have very easily gone in the way of like Lethal Weapon or the Fast and Furious, or
Die Hard.
John Wick, Die Hard. Like in those movies where just they make all the right decisions on these sequels.
Beverly Hills Cop. No,
building on these characters.
Not gonna say Beverly Hills.
And Beverly Hills Cop was definitely like a precursor. Beverly Hills is definitely like a precursor to like a movie like this, because it's obviously a black lead character.
Also
it's
not amazing theme music.
Yeah, amazing theme music. It's not a big muscly guy as the lead character. Like and this is one of the producers of Beverly Hills Cop produced this movie, so it's definitely
Jerry Bruckheimer.
Yeah, Jerry Bruckheimer. Yeah,
JB. We call him JB. You know what I'm saying? Friend of the show. You know what I'm talking about? I holler at my boy. You know what I'm saying? I see you back over there on the pier. Holler at you.
But yeah, I would definitely say that this movie holds up. I dare say better than any of the other Bad Boys movies, even ones that are about to come out.
That's interesting, because I've heard the
does it
hold
We didn't have none of that in this movie. Wasn't no crack. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? We had no super black moments like it. Nobody went to church. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to go to church in a black movie, like for real.
It was the scene where Boyz II Men was playing in the background. Just
you know what I'm saying? Where nobody had to take their brother to rehab, or nobody had a family member that was a crackhead. Like Will Smith's parents didn't leave him money because he was goddamn a terrible person. I mean, because they was terrible people and they just left him money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They didn't get into all that.
So I think this movie holds up. It definitely holds up. There's no, because the script was basically not written, there is nothing defining anything as like a race of people. Like there's nothing really that says that this, like we said earlier, this movie could have been made with some white folks. Like, hold on, let's do it right now. Chris Evans and who else?
Ryan Gosling.
Boom.
Yeah. I watched that movie actually.
Goddamn,
I would do Chris Pratt and Ryan Gosling.
Look at that. Ooh. Ryan. I told you I fuck with Ryan. Ryan. We got a party again, Ryan. You know what? Let me do a crazy one.
I would do Chris Pine and Ryan Gosling.
I'm gonna do a crazy one. Jack Black and Haley Joel Osment. Shout out to Haley.
Yo, that went off the rails. You could have given me 100 guesses as to who you're gonna say with Jack Black, and that was definitely not
Haley. Joel, they gonna try to put.
I would watch that too,
dude. I hung out with Haley one time. His birthday.
He seems like a really nice guy.
Super nice guy. Fucking, we tow it up till 4:00 in the morning. So
he was really good on the boys.
I would do John Cena and Jack Black.
Ooh, John Cena and Jack Black would be nice.
Yeah. See, I was making Jack Black. Who's Mike Lowry? That's the question. Who's Mike Lowry?
Oh, John Cena's not Mike Lowry.
John Cena's definitely Mike Lowry. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and then Jack Black is the.
Sorry. Well,
I'm just trying to see my family.
Now I want to see the opposite. I want to see Jack Black as Mike Lowry.
Yeah.
And John Cena is like the family man who's just like really buff for no reason.
Jack Black's like, well, what's man? Like, why? Married life's for suckers, man.
Just laying on a couch, like rubbing his belly. Yeah.
Rubbing his belly.
He's like, I'm out here smashing these bitches.
Yeah. They bitches seem to love me. I don't know why.
Hey, Jack Black, he was named the handsomest man of the year by GQ like 2008.
GQ can suck my dick, okay?
GQ, wow, that's a strong reaction.
Because you know what? I get mad. I never get any appreciation. I never get asked. I never get included. I haven't even been a nominee in the short list in like 25, 35 years, man. I feel like that's disrespectful, actually. At 35 years ago, I was like 2. But it's disrespectful.
That would have been weird.
It would have been weird. Yeah. But that's how things were in the 80s. No, I'm joking. Look, I need GQ. You want to resolve this issue? Nominate me. Until then, You can S my D. You can sick my duck.
Would you? Let me ask you guys this: would you? Let's say, okay, so Beverly Hills Cop 4 is coming out this year.
Right.
What if at the end of Beverly Hills Cop 4, we get a mid-credit scene of Mike Lowry and Marcus getting out of a car to help Axel Foley on some case, and we get the ultimate crossover of Beverly Hills Bad Boys.
Oh, I would love that.
Now, at first I thought you were going to say, when you said Will Smith, Mike Lowry and Marcus go to help him. I thought you were going to say help him across the street because he old. I thought you were going to be like, hey, come on. Hey, come on, man. Let me help you out. But if that happened, oh my God, I would die, because that's the movie we need, right?
That's yes.
Yeah.
That would be like the what's it called? The glass unbreakable situation where it's like these are
M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
It's like you didn't know that these movies were connected, but they are for some reason. Let's do it.
Hey, well, no, Sony is. So wait a minute.
What are other
No, I don't think Beverly Hills Cop is Sony movie.
No. Well, I think it is Columbia.
It's Columbia?
I think it is.
So that's under Sony.
Vague memory of the.
So we can do it. So we can do it. This movie can happen. This is the same universe. Black people, let's get together and make Hollywood do something, man. Let's make them do something. Because Will Smith, he ain't gonna slap Eddie.
Yeah, and Beverly Hills Bad Boys is also just a great title. It's just perfect.
Beverly Hills Bad Boys, holy shit! Like we can have a movie that crosses both coasts.
Yeah,
it can start in Detroit, bang, go down to Miami. Because let me tell you something, little secret. Flights from Detroit to Miami super cheap, like the super dopest, cheapest tickets you can get in America is from Detroit to Miami. I don't know what that is. That may have something to do with drugs. Maybe it has something to do with Diddy. I don't know. All I know is that is the case.
Something to do with Diddy.
I just throw Diddy in everything now. Like he is like a part of the octopus murders now. He's the tentacle of the octopus murders.
He is out here.
That nigga got way too much shit going on to not be a part of something way bigger. So you know what I'm saying? He the Black Epstein. But yeah, I think this is a great movie, man. We making a good movie.
Yeah. So I did some homework on it. The new Beverly Hills Cop, Axel Foley, is produced by Paramount and Don Simpson, Jerry Bruckheimer Films, and distributed by Netflix.
Okay. So there is some connective tissue with the Jerry Bruckheimer films, at least.
Yes.
JB, man.
So
we can look. Y'all want me to call him? I'm gonna call JB.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call JB.
And Bad Boys Ride or Die is distributed by Sony, but produced by Columbia, Don Simpson, and Jerry Bruckheimer Films, Westbrook Studios, and 2.0 Entertainment.
Oh, man, we got it. We can do this. This is easy. You know what? I feel like, in sports, they got capologists for the salary cap. Yeah. I feel like we fucking capologists of Hollywood right now. We literally just figured out a way legally for it to work. We figured out all we got to figure out right now is the money and get somebody to say yes.
Right.
And
gotta really make it happen.
We just did a whole fucking meeting to green light.
This could be the next. This could be the new Godzilla Kong franchise. Let's cross these people over.
Bad Boys X, Beverly Hills.
Do this shit till Eddie Murphy got to come out in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Hey, let's do it. Let's do it. Bring Taya Leone back, like just follow all of the Fast and Furious.
Yeah, she died.
Franchise.
She dies in this one, and then we go back in the fifth one, and then boom,
yeah,
she's alive again. She was working for the CIA.
Oh, right? Yeah, it's like we never found out what her job was.
She was a photographer.
She was a photographer.
Yeah, remember? She wasn't a hoe.
I know that she wasn't a hoe. All that I heard was that she wasn't.
How dare you call her a hoe? How dare you use the word hoe, Alex? It's so disrespectful.
I know that she wasn't a woman of the night. But she said that she was a photographer at the beginning.
Yeah, she was a photographer who lost her job. And
money.
Yeah.
That's a perfect setup for her to be in some sort of Mission Impossible situation or LaFemme Nikita situation. Like, oh, you weren't doing anything, you're totally not qualified. Let's train you for 15 years and to become a fucking weapon of destruction.
You're on that one case, so might as well.
That's like how the Men in Black works, right? Like, well, we saw you do something. That was cool. Why don't you just come on and join us? You sound like you won't tell nobody. Come on.
Yeah, you seem trustworthy. Guys, honestly, we could probably talk about this movie for hours and hours. But because this is, Martin, this is so much fun. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, if you want to tell the people where they can find you on the interwebs,
where can they stalk you at?
Yeah, find me on Instagram, TikTok at Martin M. Morrow, spelled like tomorrow. And I post all my shows there. So I'm headlining in Montana in a few weeks, and I got plenty of other shows coming up. And check out the Before the Bell podcast. We're on Patreon as well. We're giving out stickers and action figures. So, come find me. Come say hey.
Yeah, go over there and stalk Martin, man. Go on ahead and do it. I just subscribed to the podcast, so because I'm a motherfucking wrestling nerd. Anything before 2004, I'm like a Bible.
Yeah, man. Guys, definitely go check out that podcast. And honestly, those stickers are really, really dope. So definitely check out the next episode so you can get stickers and check out the Patreon. All those links to all that shit will be in the video description. Just in case you don't, I don't be remembering shit. I be smoking weed. I be drinking. Just don't even worry about any of that. We got you covered. It's all in the video description. But thank you guys so much for watching the show. New episodes drop every other Monday at 4:20 a.m. Check us out on all social media platforms at The Drunk Panthers. Please like and subscribe. It is not required, but if you don't, you will not be invited to the cookout.
No.
We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Take care.
Peace.